Hello everyone, my name is Maria and today I will show a step-by-step tutorial of knitting a 2x2 ribbed beanie. It will not have some huge crown here, so it's more like a rounded shape, but in case you want to have a small like floppy part, you can just make the main part, the main length after the brim a bit bigger before the decreases part. So it has such decreases. It will straight out a bit after blocking, of course. That's how this decreases part looks in between of 2x2 ribbing. Here is the fixed brim. So you are free to wear it with just double folded brim, or you can make it like triple folded. It still has its fixed shape on both sides to not have this floppy part on it. The brim length is approximately 9 centimeters. The total hair length is 20 centimeters in general. In this shape it measures like 18 centimeters, but the head itself fits the head size for like adult size, that is approximately 52 up to 54 centimeters width. If you want to make a bigger size of this beanie, you should just add 16 stitches more to the basic patterns that I will show you today, and then you can easily follow the pattern in general because the measurements and this decreases part will work the same way for you. Same for the smaller size. If you want to make it like kid size, you should have 16 stitches less. And this is it for this head, and we can move to the step-by-step tutorial now. We can start with an overview of all the tools and yarn that we will need for the beanie. As it's gonna be quite chunky one, we will need some fingering weight yarn. In my case, it's Filcolana Arwetta Classic Superwash Merino Wool Nylon Blend yarn. As these skins are 50-gram balls, I will use 2 of them. Held double. In this case, it's color 200, yellow. Also, we will use a strand of silk mohair, thin one. This one is Lana Gatto silk mohair, color 14531, also quite yellowish one. It will add a bit fluffiness to the head and also some warm and beautiful shine added from silk. Also, we will need some waste yarn for the provisional cast on to make it easier to start the beanie. Markers as well, we will choose any of this one. Rose counter that we will use here. 4mm needles with 40 centimeter length. Mine are a bit short ones that regular, approximately they are like 8 centimeters needle length. Then is a cord. You are free to use any needles you like, even magic loop technique, in case you don't have such a short needles, only long ones. Also, we will need scissors and 5mm hook to create a provisional cast on. Starting with a provisional cast on, here is where the yarn starts, so we create a magic loop and then we create a cord with 96 loops or stitches using the hook. We crochet them. Then we just cut this part and we will not need this thread anymore and just fix it like this. So we have such a long cord that we will use for the provisional custom for the hat. Now we will need the needles and also the main color yarn as well. So we will hold it double with a one strand of mohair. So add this one too. Should be somewhere here. So we combine two strands of fingering weight plus mohair. So we will have kinda DK weight yarn as Filcolana Arwetta is light fingering. It will be nice with one strand of mohair. You see, it already has some halo. Now we grab needles and on this cord that we crocheted, we are looking for the loop on the wrong side. So here it is, like in the middle of the stitch. We pick up the main color, loop through it. The next one, and we continue like this till the end of this crocheted yarn cord. Make sure again that you have the proper amount of stitches on the needle, so you should have 96 stitches here that you just picked up using this crocheted cord. Also make sure that they are not twisted, so they are just in one direction, all of them. And we will start the ribbing, like the main part. So we will need the marker to the first row, so we put a marker here and we will be starting with a 2x2 ribbon. So we need 2 stitches, then we purl 2 stitches, knit again, and purl. Knit 2, purl 2. And we continue like this till the end of the round. So we are in the end of the first round. We are doing the final 2 knit stitches and 2 purl stitches. Move the marker and we start the next row. Continue doing 2 knit stitches and 2 purl stitches. So we continue doing it like this until the hem, this yellow part, measures 8 centimeters. So when we are done with 8 centimeters of ribbon, or maybe 9, there's no such a huge difference, you can measure. In my case, this one has close to 9 centimeters. That's the size of the brim we will get in result. So the next thing to do is to create the fixed shaping for the brim. So that's the last stitch of the brim itself, and then we just purl 1 row without any changes to have it like more or less fixed. You see, so it creates such a shaping for it, and we continue like this till the end of the round. This is where we got so far, so the last purl stitch here, and we will have such a noticeable split between 2 layers of the brim. And now we continue in the same pattern that we had before, so it's 2 knit stitches, 2 purl stitches, and we continue like this for the same length, for the same amount of rows that we did before since the cast on. So we repeat the similar part and then we will fold it together. This is what we have so far, and for the next part we will need to get the stitches from the provisional cast on, to knit them together to have double folded brim like this. So it will be knitted together. For doing this, we will need to pick up stitches here and to frog this part that is in another color. You see, yeah, that we fixed before. So you can do it on any side you like. The important thing to do, just not to lose any stitches, and in the final result to get like the same amount of stitches that we have on the other side. I think I can do it like this. Just frog it. So here we can see the first stitch that was fixed on the provisional Gaston part. And here is the next stitch, you see? You can easily find it because the color is a bit different, but there probably should be one more here. Yeah, this is what we have so far. So this part should be frogged a bit, and then we'll be able to keep count of all the stitches like this. Don't frog it too fast because it makes it easier to pick up the stitches that you are looking for. Just makes it easier to find them. Sorry, dropped one of the needles. Make sure you picked up both because we are knitting it double-stranded. Sure you didn't lose any of them. Yeah, so we continue like this till the end of the round, and make sure that you have the same amount of stitches picked up from the provisional custom. For the next part, we will need to fold it and to knit or purl these two parts together, the stitches we have just picked up. So again, make sure that you have the same amount of stitches on both sides. In this case, it's 96 stitches. So folding using the previous fixed shape that we have, I'm gonna fold this one like this. So we are in the beginning of the round. As you can see, for now we can take this marker off because we will still see where the beginning of the round is. Then make sure, following this first knit stitch all the way around, that's the same stitch that you have here on the back. So that's the first stitch that we are going to knit it with. So we are starting with moving one stitch from the back needle to the front, and we purl them together, two of them. Again, we pick up the stitch from the back needle, put it on the front needle, and purl them together. The same for the purl stitches. Maybe you will need to twist it like this and purl to make it easier to purl it, because you see, like this. So we just move it, then we put the stitch from the back needle to the front and purl it together. One more time. So if you have proper amount of stitches on both needles, you will successfully do this action. So we can say, let's, like with purl stitches, we are just sewing this brim together, double folded. Forget to twist this one. And we continue like this, more and more, till the end of the round. So we will receive quite similar effect like here, using this purl stitch round. The same will be here, but then I will get back soon after finishing the whole round, and we will discuss what we will do next. So this is what we got in result. We have like double folded brim like this here. This tail from the cast on you can easily put inside this brim, as it's like sewed together. It will not be noticeable at all. And here we place the marker for beginning of a round again, back, and continue working in 2x2 ribbon as it was before. There is only one tiny detail that we will get back to after finishing a few more rows for like this main part of the head, because we will fold it again. So we see you after like 4 rows. So this is where we are so far. You can see such a noticeable transition between the brim and like the main part of the head that we are currently working on. And now we need to turn the knitting into other direction to be able to flip it like this. So the main part direction of knitting will be like in the proper side, so we will need it for the future decreases of the head, but it is easier to hide it under the brim itself. So here are the last 2 stitches of my 4th row of 2x2 ribbon. This is what I'm going to do. I will just turn the knitting, put the beginning of the round back, and the next thing I have to do, just transition this knit stitch like on the shirt rows, and then continue knitting of 2x2 ribbon as it was before. Same thing. So we'll do like this, continue like this till the end of the round, and I will show later how to knit this first stitch after the turn. So here we are in the end of the round. There are 2 last purl stitches, and here is the stitch that we got from this turn, and we just need like both of these loops that were created together as a knit stitch, and then we just continue knitting of 2x2 ribbon until this main part from the last turn. We'll measure approximately 10 centimeters, or probably you should have, like, in leftovers, approximately 30 grams of this main color yarn for the decreases. So we will meet in the decreases part. This is what we have so far. So we completed the main part of the head. So here is double folded brim, then we can fold it one more time. So it has its fixed shape with purl side rows. So we can measure this one. It has approximately 16 centimeters. I was just measuring by the leftover of this main fingering weight yarn, so I hope that this part will be enough for the decreases. Now we have to split into 4 equal parts for decreases. So we skip these two stitches from the beginning of the round. We place a marker here, so we will add decreases on both sides in this direction. Then we count 22 more stitches from this marker and place the next marker. And then after 2 more stitches, that should be knit stitches to make it look nice, we count 22 more stitches, place a marker, and continue like this till the end of the round. And now we will start the decreases. So we will have to go back in the beginning of the round. So we move marker with the beginning of the round like this. And we need 2 of these stitches together with the knit stitch in front. Then we do the same with the next 2 stitches and we knit them together, also with a knit stitch in front. And then we continue according to the stitches to knit and purl them like it was before. Here is the next marker. So we slip this stitch and place a marker and knit them together. Same here, we knit this stitch together with the next one. Place a marker back. And we continue like this till the end of the round. So we have reached the end of the round and decreased 8 stitches in total. In the next round, we just knit the knit stitches and purl the purl stitches without any decreases here. And then we repeat like this 4 more times. So 1 row with decreases and 1 more row with 2x2 ribbon. After decreasing in every other row, this is what we have so far. And now we continue decreasing in every row, like we did before, but in every row, until we have in the result 16 stitches on the needles. You might also need to switch the needles to DPNs or to use magic loop like I'm doing here and just switching the working needles like this to continue knitting the head while the amount of stitches will decrease. So this is what we have so far in result. Here is the line with decreases. We can also measure it. So the decreases part took approximately 5 centimeters. And now in the next 2 rounds we will knit every 2 stitches together. So we have 16 stitches on the needles in total. And now we just knit every 2 stitches together. And we continue like this till the end of the round. This is what we will get in result. We will have 8 stitches in total, and we will need a needle to fix them all together and hide the ends of the yarn. So now we will cut the yarn. And take the needle to fix all the stitches that we have left here. And starting with the beginning of the round, we just go through each needle with this thread of the yarn that we have. We will not need a marker. And the same on the other side. Then we go with the needle on the reverse side and fix it here. Cut the yarn, and this is it. So here is the head that we got in result with such a nice 2x2 ribbed pattern. You are free to ask any questions related to the pattern itself. I will be able to answer them like as soon as possible. Also share your feedbacks about the video itself in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video if it was useful for you, and follow for some more videos on my channel. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.